What's up, everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a One Piece Chapter 24 review. And just a quick note, my energy level might seem a little down right now. I'm going through a water fast, so if you notice anything, that's why. Now, let's just get right into the chapter, man. This was a really good chapter, and this is what I really liked about it, right? I had this theory that maybe the butler was poisoning Kaya with the food because it just seemed odd to me that it was just him and we saw no other staff, and he's got the grudge against Usopp. I didn't say it in my last video because I had already said the stuff about Shanks and I didn't want to do too many theories at once. I'm just now starting One Piece, so I don't want to throw out too many theories, because it's too early, I feel. I feel like 50, at most 100 chapters is enough to get a feel for the world building. So let's just dive right into the chapter now. This is what I really enjoyed about the chapter. Kaya stuck up for Usopp. Like, she stuck up for him. Like, she was telling off the butler for basically treating Usopp like a dog, and you can just tell he's cutting Usopp down little by little. And this is the thing, I find it really odd that he would do that. And from the chapter, if I'm reading it right, he used to be part of a pirate ship and then he was left marooned, and that's when he was taken in by Kaya's family, her father particularly, and he gives this long-winded speech to her after everybody leaves about how her father took him in and he'd be as sure as dead, and he's just acting overly animated. At one point he's doing the face palm and he looks like he's on the verge of shedding tears, and men usually don't show emotion like that, not that extreme. Especially not over something like that. Like, I could see if you lost a close loved one or something, but not over repaying a debt. I don't see anybody acting that animated. So right away, like, my suspicions, like, it just never really went away. Because again, like, she's saying I'm not hungry and it wouldn't help, and she's coughing. And I thought that was very interesting, that she's coughing and her health looks like it's in bad spirits right when he's bringing her food. And, in the real world, like when you have housewives or poison the husband and everything, the best way to kill somebody is to do it in a very subtle manner. That way nobody suspects you. So you'll have some housewives who add a little bit of poison to each meal. And it might take a year, 2 years, but eventually the husband dies and there's so few traces of poison inside of the body, it's hard to find it when you do the autopsy, because it's been spread out over a time period, and your body goes through a natural detoxing when you vomit and diarrhea and stuff. So it's very smart what he's doing. But this is what I found really interesting, right? Like, not just the way that Oda drew everything and had everything close together, which is very good, by the way. That takes talent. But the other thing I found interesting was my theory about Usopp's father, Yasopp, being on Shanks' crew was right. And we see this nice flashback where Luffy is basically meeting with Yasopp, and Yasopp's got this awesome shot. He even says that he could shoot the whiskers off of an ant from 50 paces away. That's pretty damn talented right there. But here's the crazy thing about that, right? Yasopp is on Shanks' crew, and he left his son because he felt the urge to be a pirate calling him. And I thought that was pretty cool, pretty interesting. I really love reading that, and the reason why I loved it is it just shows how everything is interconnected. And at this point, I'm really starting to think that I need to trust my instincts, because I've called two very close together. I didn't mention one in the video, but I mean, it's looking like my instincts are right. The other thing that I found interesting, I read the little author's note beforehand, and this was kind of cool. Oda was thinking about making Zolo. I keep wanting to say Zoro. Oda was going to make Zolo a member of Buggy's crew, and particularly his bodyguard. And here's what I was thinking, right? Like, I'm thinking once I get caught up, I'm going to have to check YouTube, make sure nobody's done this video. But I want to do a video on, what if Zolo was a member of Buggy's crew. How would that change the story? I gotta get a little further ahead in the series, but I think that'd be a pretty fun discussion if nobody's done it. But yeah, man, like other than that, like this is a pretty simple chapter. The other thing that happened, we saw Django show up, and he's pretty funny. He's walking backwards, and he's a hypnotist. He puts Usopp's crew to sleep, and he actually ends up going to sleep himself. That was pretty funny, but and I love that because again we have the wackiness in One Piece, but we find out that the Butler and Django are working together to kill Miss Kaya. So my assumptions were right. He's after her money. That's why he's looking at Usopp, because he's thinking Usopp is after her money. So Usopp spitting that game, baby. He's like, oh shit, he trying to get them sugar walls. I can't let him do that because he gonna take the money. He's thinking because Usopp's a pirate that's what's gonna happen. Sugar walls, that's just Google Hodge twins and sugar walls, and you see what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, that's it for this chapter. My chapter question for you is, what did you think when you found out that, the butler was basically trying to take out Kaya? What did you think his reasons were? I think that obviously he's after her money, and I think that maybe he's been trying to poison her with the food, and it's just taking too long. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Again, if I'm talking a little low, I seriously apologize. I'm on day 5 of a water fast. Energy levels are really, really down right now. So just bear with me for a little bit. I don't have much longer on this fast, but that's it. Thanks for watching.
灰色の人